Now look at the picture very carefully. What do you think, children, is this about? Quickly, what is the picture hinting at? Yes, you guessed it right. The picture says keep quiet. So now, today we are going to read our next poem, Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. This poem is from Flamingo, and I hope you are going to have a wonderful journey and a delightful reading of this poem. And I'm sure at the end of the poem, you would definitely be loving it and you are going to be enriched with the message of the poem that talks about peace and brotherhood. Pablo Neruda is the composer of Keeping Quiet. Let's talk about the poet now. Pablo Neruda was the pen name and later legal name of the Chilean poet, diplomat, and politician Neftali Ricardo Reyes Busalto, born on July 12, 1904, September 23, 1973. He derived his pen name from the Czech poet Jan Neruda. He won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. Neruda became known as a poet when he was 10 years old. He wrote in a variety of styles, including surrealist poems, historical epics, erotically charged love poems such as the ones in his collection 20 Love Poems and a Song of Despair. This is a fact which is really amazing and brilliant also about Neruda, that he is at the same time a very fierce poet who composed passionate love poems, and on the other hand, he was a staunch supporter of peace. He actively voiced his opinions regarding the World War II, and he wrote poems which have advocated peace and brotherhood. In this poem, the poet visualizes a state of comfortable inertia where he wishes for pleasant idleness and relaxation away from the frantic rat race, destructive activities, and futile wars. He wishes for a profound silence and stillness that would alleviate the sadness caused by lack of self understanding and the threat of self destruction, and which would build up a sense of togetherness. Now, once listen to the entire poem and try to feel what is the poet trying to say and empathize with the words that he has strung together in this lovely poem.
This is called Keeping Quiet. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for a second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would not look at his hurt hands. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victories with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt the sadness of never understanding ourselves and of frightening ourselves with death. Now I'll count up to 12, and you keep quiet, and I will go.
Now let's begin the poem. When you read and start reading the poem, the first two lines are, now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. With these two lines, the poet begins the poem. And with these two lines, the poet will end also the poem. So let us take first these two lines so that you follow what is there in the poem. The poet begins with counting 12, urging everyone to be still. Why does he choose 12? He chose 12 for several reasons. 1. 12 hints at the 12 hours of a day, which rules our life. 2. 12 refers to 12 zodiac signs, believed to be the controlling forces of our lives. Third, 12 refers to 12 months of a year, and if you believe in numerology, it's the digit of peace and prosperity. Fourth, 12 even may be aimed for a preparation for all to be ready to plunge into the state of silence. And this last one here I would want to elaborate a little. 12 refers to, in pranayama, yoga, when we do, then you are told to concentrate. And if you are in meditation and you have to concentrate, then the best method is to start counting up to 12. You can go on to 20, 30, of course, but then this is one significance of number 12 here, that poet wants us to keep quiet and introspect. So introspection begins only when we start looking within. So that is why he says, now let us count up to 12 and be quiet or be still. If you are not still and you are not quiet, then you are outside. When you are quiet and still and you close your eyes and you start counting up to 12, then you are within yourself. The second stanza goes like this. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. The poet here urges everyone to break the barriers of language and unite with one invisible tune, that is silence. Why does he say that let us not talk or let us not speak in any language? Because you see, even language has become today a barrier, with so many people in the world speaking so many different languages, and all of us suffer somewhere or the other with linguistic chauvinism. You remember the first lesson that we had done? The last lesson? The Germans who had conquered the Alsace and Lorraine district of France, they had imposed German on the French people. Why? Thinking that their language is superior. So even language becomes a cause of fights and wars and battles. It becomes a bone of contention. So the poet here, keeping that in mind, wants us not to speak in any language. Therefore, even language as a barrier will be broken, and all of us will be united with one music. This music is the music of silence, or let's say the sound of silence. Now, further, he goes on to say, with the word earth, the poet here is hinting at all the human living. It's all the humans living on the earth who are devoid of the identity of country, creed, and caste. Though language is the identity of a country or race, he affirms that humans are more important, and the identity of being a human of earth is a broader realization. As I was telling you, that we all have to act and live as global citizens. We should not be divided in the barriers of caste, color, and creed, of language, of race, of anything. Therefore, the poet wants us to keep quiet and not to talk, not to speak in any language. And then we will be more united and we would live as brothers because we would realize that there is a broader sense of being born a human. We are not born here to fight. We are the best creations of God, and God wanted us to live in unity and harmony. The poetic devices used in this stanza is alliteration in once on. The next stanza goes like this. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. In this stanza, poet talks about the rat race and the selfish activities that humankind is involved in. He says that we are always on move. We are always busy in accomplishing our work and go on rushing in our lives. The poet here urges us to stop engines. Now this refers to industrial works that cause harms to environment. Engines also refer to mechanization, industrialization that is taking place at such a rapid speed, which is harming nature and our atmosphere. So the poet Neruda urges us to stop our personal activities, our selfish activities, our robot-like mechanic activities. And for once, let us stop these engines, at least for 12 seconds, for 12 minutes. Once in a while, let us stop these engines and let us all be quiet. So once again, we will be united in one tune, that is silence. The poet here declares silence as exotic. Remember in the first line he says it would be an exotic moment. So here exotic moment is the moment of silence. And why it is exotic? Because this moment of silence will make us blissful and will bring complete equilibrium or balance. We will be bound together in a sudden strangeness. So we will be together, we will be united. And why it is sudden? Because all of a sudden you are all going to keep quiet. The whole humanity will be quiet. So though it is strange, but yet it is going to benefit us. And it is going to give us pleasure and happiness. And this would create that balance that the nature requires. I am here, going to mention this COVID-19. I think this is the best example of the equilibrium that the nature wants to create. If humans go on creating ruckus and go on destroying and go on doing catastrophic activities, then the nature knows how to take revenge, or I would say how to make things or put things into balance. And this is Neruda. He thought about it in way back in 1970s. that if we do not stop, if we do not become quiet, if we do not introspect the consequences of our actions, then definitely we are going to suffer one day. So here, that is what the poet has wanted to say, that let us stop, and this moment, if this moment happens, it would be a blissful moment. Now, if we see the poetic devices that are used in this stanza, there are many. Number one, there is repetition, without rush, without engine, so without, there is repetition. Then we would will be alliteration, and the last line also there is alliteration in sudden strangeness. Okay? In this fourth stanza, the stanza goes like this: Fisherman in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. In this stanza, poet wants us to be still, and he wants to say that what are we going to achieve by keeping quiet. So from this stanza to the next stanza on the second page, poet here has talked about the achievements of keeping quiet. So first one is, if we be still, we shall be able to introspect the mistakes and the wrongs done. Now here fishermen he has taken up because they are the representatives of all kinds of tyrants and killers. So fishermen here represent all those oppressors, the dictators, the murderers, the killers in the world, who coldly and cold-heartedly harm and kill fish. The poet wants these fishermen, or let us say the poet wants all those who the fishermen represent, to cease their work, to stop their work and realize their mistakes. How will that happen? Once they stop, they keep quiet, they count up to 12 and they introspect, then they will realize the repercussions of their actions, the wrongs that they have done on others. Similarly, the salt gatherer is explained as the representative of poor and lower section of the society. They go up to any level to earn their livelihood. So he says that if they would also stop for some time, then they would realize their errors. You follow this? These salt gatherer is explained as the representative of poor and lower section of the society, and this section goes up to any level to earn the livelihood, and they often hurt themselves irreparably. So therefore the poet has mentioned that if fishermen and the salt gatherer would stop, then they would realize their own actions, the wrongs that they have done. And once they realize their mistakes, then only there is a scope of improvement, or there is a scope of correction. The poetic devices used here, let's say cold sea. Now this cold sea symbolizes as polar region, and in hurt hands we have alliteration. Alright? In the second stanza, I forgot to mention one poetic device there. In the last line of the second stanza, not move our arms so much. In arms there was pun. There were two meanings. One was physical arms, hands, and second was arms and ammunitions. So there is pun in that. Okay? The fifth stanza goes like this. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victories with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. In this stanza, the poet condemns the people who fight or wage wars against humanity. Here he has talked about different kind of wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, wars with chemical weapon. Now green wars refer to biological weapons or creators of pollution, and wars with fire refers to atomic war. Poet says that they become victorious but with no survivors left. And that is the tragedy of these wars, and that is the irony, the biggest irony of these wars. The poet mocks at the victory of those people who get victory over destruction. Therefore, he asks them to leave the path of destruction and join the group of silence. Silence means those who are into introspection, all those people who are working for establishing peace on the planet Earth, all those who are against wars and violence. He urges them to put on white clothes, because white clothes here again symbolizes purity and serenity. Then he asks them to walk with others, hand in hand, doing nothing. Now, nothing here is important. Nothing here does not show anything negative, or being passive or being dead. It here means that you are self introspecting and you are thinking within. If that happens, if that process takes place, then you can understand of the wrongs that you have done, and those wrongs you can fight with. So therefore you have to keep quiet to understand the destructions that we are causing through these wars. Since we don't introspect, we don't keep quiet, we don't realize how these wars are harmful for humanity. So according to Pablo Neruda, the solution to wars also lies in keeping quiet. Now let's see the poetic devices that are used in this stanza. There is alliteration in clean clothes, and then there is irony, victory with no survivors, paradox is used or irony is used. Both are the same things. The next stanza goes like this. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. In this stanza, poet warns us that his message of silence should not be confused with total inactivity or inertia. He further clarifies that his message does not have any affinity with death even. He says, I want no truck with death, which means that he does not advocate death, he does not advocate passivity. When he says that let us be inactive for some time, he simply means to say that let us all go into introspection. Let us all remain quiet and silent for some time, and we should start meditation and think within. So his message is aimed at the way of living, that we should bring introspection into our way of life, and he wants us to stop a while and feel the calmness so that a positive introspection is done. Means that we achieve something positive out of our introspection. The stanza goes like this: if we were not so single minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. In this stanza, poet says that we human beings are single-minded. We are always busy in achieving our goals, completing personal responsibilities, and we never stop a while to evaluate ourselves and understand ourselves. We never understand that we shall never be able to come out of these desires and achievements. If we could stop a while from these using, we would have understood the real purpose of our lives and ourselves. How will that happen? For that only poet says that a huge silence can interrupt the sadness from our lives. So if we all are silent and introspecting, then we will understand the causes of the sadness, and once you understand the causes, then only you can find solutions. So if we have found solutions, we can move ahead and we can create a better understanding with our neighbors, our people, our countrymen, and hence you understand yourself, so you understand others also better, and then the goal of humanity is achieved, that is mutual harmony and understanding, and therefore there is no fear of death also lurking behind. So that would be the solution to the sadness that is there lurking in our lives. In this stanza, the last 5 lines, which is the conclusion of the poem, perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Here the poet suggests us to take a teaching from nature. As the earth undergoes changes, in winter everything freezes, becomes lifeless, but after some time the season changes again and everything comes back to life. Similarly, human beings should also suspend all the activities for some time, take a pause and introspect into their lives, which will give it a new meaning. Then we will be able to understand the purpose of our life, and it will be like a rebirth of the soul. Finally, he ends up by saying that now we will count up to 12 so that we all may become quiet. Now here quiet again means to calm down ourselves and move towards the path of peace and harmony. After saying this, he says, I will go. He says so as he has conveyed his message to the people and wants them to be left alone to think about it and work in the direction of peace. So, in these 6 lines, the 2 messages are very important. The first one, where the poet says that the nature is the best teacher, and we can look at nature as everything present in the nature, such as the trees, birds, rivers, etc., they get life after that break, after the winter goes and spring comes. Similarly, by giving the example of nature, he wants to say that all the human beings should stop and try to judge their deeds, and they can also try and make their life better with calmness and peace.